Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how to get this look using only drugstore products. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe and let's go ahead and get into this video. So I'm starting with my brows. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil. And I have to say that this pencil is so much like the Benefit Brow Pencil that I've been using recently. So this is a great drugstore find. I know they have a lot of colors, super easy application. I'm just going to go ahead and brush out my natural brow hairs and then go ahead and start filling in my brows. I believe this Maybelline pencil retails for about $9 or $10, whereas the Benefit pencil I'm comparing it to retails for about $25. So this is definitely a cost-friendly option that works super great. I actually really love this product. If there's one drugstore product besides Airspun that I think everyone should have, it's definitely this ultra slim brow pencil from Maybelline. The real reason I'm doing a voiceover on this video is because I currently am going through wisdom tooth pain, so it was super hard to talk on camera, make the facial movements. It's a lot of pain. Now I'm going to go in with Maybelline's Great Lash Mascara in Clear just to set my brows. Normally I conceal my brows with a potted concealer, but no drugstore brand that I've ever come across has a potted concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and use the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. I've taken some, put it on the back of my hand. The only thing about this concealer is it dries down super fast. So instead of letting it sit like I would with a potted concealer, I'm going to try to blend it out as quickly as possible. Since I am going to be doing an eyeshadow look today, I'm going to blend downwards and kind of use that concealer as a little bit of primer on my brow bone. Mattifying concealers and matte finish concealers actually tend to dry down a lot quicker than concealers that aren't matte. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're using concealers. You can actually see this concealer drying on my brow bone and how quick it actually dries down. All of the products I'm using today are going to be listed in the description box below, so you'll be able to find them in your local drugstores. So even though I don't normally wear eyeshadow, I was really excited to shoot an everyday eyeshadow look for you. Originally, I was going to go with a wild, colorful look and use the Bretman Rock Wet n Wild palette. This was my first time using the palette. I actually really didn't swatch it, and you're about to find out that there's really no pigmentation in that palette. So I had to think quick and get rid of this palette and swap it in with something that was still drugstore, but I knew would have great pigmentation and great coverage. This is the Milani Most Loved Mattes palette, and I really love this palette. I love Milani eyeshadows in general. I've said this before. They have great pigmentation, great coverage, easy to apply, not that much fallout, and since they are Milani, we know they're cost friendly. You can get them anywhere. Ulta, Target, Walgreens, CVS, I'm sure they're everywhere. This is one of those palettes that I just feel like every makeup girl just needs to have in the stash because there's so many useful colors that you can play with in this palette. I use that light color just to kind of highlight my brow bone and really set the concealer. Now I'm going to use this color right here and go all over my lid with a really fluffy, I believe it's a crease brush. I like to use it for all over the lid. Super soft, and I'm just going to start building my eye look from here. I don't know how people do eyeshadow and eyebrows after doing their foundation. Like, just the thought of the fallout on my foundation makes me crazy. I would much rather do my eyes first and then go in with my foundation. Now I'm going to go into my inner crease with a darker, warmer brown color and just sort of create the depth that my eye shape naturally creates. I know what you're thinking. It looks crazy right now, but we're getting it together. So now I'm going to use this shade as kind of a buffer shade, and I'm just going to take it all over my eye and just really try to blend the colors together almost so that you don't see lines of demarcation in the colors. I'm taking this tan shade along my underbrow bone, I guess you could call it, just to add some warmth and blend out that harsh crease color and really make everything start looking cohesive. So now I'm going to be using this small eyeshadow brush from the Wet n Wild and Bretman Rock collection. I'm going to be mixing these two shades together to get a nice taupey light latte color going on my lid. I want my lid to be super light, so mixing the two colors is going to give me the exact tone color I want. You're just going to pat down. I'm just patting the color on the lid and beginning to create my shape. Now I'm just blending out the harsh kind of line that was on my lid and making everything look super smooth and blended. Now this is one of my biggest beauty hacks, tricks, whatever you want to call it. Using a white eyeliner on your lower lash line, on the inner lash line, actually makes your eyes pop out so much more. So I'm using the Maybelline Tattoo Drama eyeliner pencil in white, and this is the first time I'm actually using the product, and let me tell you, it's probably one of the best white eyeliners I've ever used. It's super white, super creamy going on, and it actually stayed all day. But this is definitely my trick to make my eyes look a lot bigger, more awake. It'll all come together once I put on my lashes, but that's my little beauty tip. My little tip and trick for bigger, brighter eyes is always line your inner eyes with white. I'm using the Maybelline Super Stay Liquid Foundation, and I'm just going to go ahead with a damp beauty blender and blend all over my entire face. I like using the Real Techniques body blender when I'm in a rush because I say this all the time, it covers so much more area in such little time that it makes getting out the door that much easier. So now I'm going to set my foundation with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I like to really press my first layer of powder into the foundation to really set it and also mattify me for the rest of the day. I feel like it locks in any shine. Then I like to go back all over my face with the powder in circular motions and just get my entire face covered. I know this is a drugstore video, so I didn't want to use the L'Oreal concealer that I normally use in my everyday routine. So I'm going to be using the Rimmel Stay Matte Concealer. This is a really creamy formula. It doesn't have too much coverage, but for $4 in a drugstore, you can't go wrong. If there's absolutely one drugstore product everybody should have, it's this Airspun Loose Face Powder. This is key. Everybody should have this. It's available in all drugstores. I'm just going to go ahead and use it to set my under eye powder. I'm sorry, my under eye concealer. But this loose powder, I mean, Airspun has been around forever, and I kid you not, the container will probably last you like a year. I tell no lies. I've used the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder as well that everyone raves about, but I have to be honest, Airspun has a really light, velvety, soft powder finish, and I just think it's a great product. I can't say enough about Airspun. If there's two things you need to get, it's that Maybelline eyebrow pencil and get you a little container of Airspun. I'm going to be using the Revlon blush in the color Oh Baby Pink, and I'm just going to apply it from the apples of my cheeks upwards to give myself just a little flushed look. I tell I tell y'all this every video. Blush is key. Blush is key. Normally I don't use a bronzer, but I figured for this video, why not? I was in the drugstore. I saw this Stay Matte. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I don't have it. Okay? But anyways, so I'm just going to go around and warm up my face with the bronzer underneath my chin. Just give myself some more warmth. It is winter, it is cold, and I want to look more lively. I decided to give the Bretman Rock highlighter brush a second chance. If you watched my most recent video, I started out using it and I didn't like it, but I'm going to go ahead and use the deeper of the highlighter duo and that same brush, both from Wet n Wild, and just highlight my brow bone. As you can see, this is a really great drugstore highlighter. I mean, come on now. This brush actually glides across the cheekbone really well. It is super fluffy, but it's starting to grow on me. I'm going to drag some highlighter down the bridge of my nose and just across the tip of my nose. So now let's get into lashes. I'm going to be wearing the Ardell Naked Lashes in the style 421. These lashes are really cute. They actually look like eyelash extensions. I'm going to coat my natural lashes with some clear mascara before I apply the Naked Lashes. While I'm waiting for my eyelash glue to get tacky, I went ahead and applied some Revlon lipstick to my lips. This is from their matte collection. So that's the completed look. My complete drugstore, full face, eyes, lashes, liner. You got it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribing. Let your friends know to subscribe. Turn your post notifications on. And I'll see you next video.